Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. You need to step up closer. You're kind of quiet over there.
I'm right here.
I can barely hear you.
Right on it.
Hello? Hello? Okay, you're here. Hey, guess what? We've got a guest that we're going to be chatting with later on the program here today. You know who we're going to talk to?
No.
All right. You want me to tell you?
I don't know how I would know this. I'm not allowed to visit with the guests.
That's right. Because when you do, things don't go well. No, we're going to be talking with a guy from a company called Cool Trade, Ed Bonso. I think I'm saying that right. I'll find out for sure. But we're going to be visiting with him about being a trader on the stock market, like trading stuff. He's got this system that he developed. It sounds interesting, and I'm looking forward. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I've never done it. So looking forward to seeing how this works and find out exactly how to, get rich in the stock market. Can I do that, do you think? With $8, can I do that? No, probably not. Hey, I do have this. I've got a quote for today. Happiness is not a goal. It's a byproduct of a well-lived life. Eleanor Roosevelt. I like that. Special things going on today. We'll tell you about it in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Many people make extra money working from home. They find a product and they market it to earn extra income. I know what you're thinking. I just don't have the time or personality to do sales. Well, you don't have to. We have a business builder program to make our program super easy. You can sign up for this work from home business and let us help you build it. We run ads on radio stations like this one, and we help people like you learn how to earn extra monthly income. Call us toll free at 1-800-975-7592. See how easy it can be to have your own business. 1-800-975-7592.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Monday, the 10th day of July. It is Don't Step on a Bee Day.
That's always a good day.
I know. Don't ever step on a bee. It's also International Town Criers Day. I think if I were born 100 years earlier, I'd be a town crier. But instead, I'm just a regular crier. See what I did there? It's Pina Colada Day today. I think I can celebrate that one.
I'll celebrate that.
And it's Teddy Bear's Picnic Day. So you're supposed to take your teddy bears on a picnic today. When you were a kid, did you ever have like picnics and tea parties and stuff
picnics.
with your teddy
Still
bears
love
and stuff?
Picnics.
Did you do that with your dolls and teddy bears and stuff?
No, I had friends.
Oh, Heidi. I'm going to move along. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
It's 2017. Are you still getting your movies and TV the way we did last century? Quit overpaying for old technology. For just $20 per month, you get live news, live sports, live channels filled with movies, and more, all for just $20 per month. You can also stream movies and TV shows, so you can binge watch every episode of your favorite TV show. Learn more now at channelsurfertv.com. Get movies and TV for a low monthly fee at channelsurfertv.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Looks like the library police are getting serious. This is happening in Bay City, Michigan. Take a listen, Heidi. Library card holders are up there with, they have chronically overdue library books. They may soon find themselves in a much bigger problem than just a 10-cent a day fine. Frustrated librarians are not even kidding, guys. They're proposing a crackdown on the worst offenders that could include criminal charges and up to 90 days in jail. Yeah. Frederick J. Pappenhusen, he's the library system director, said, we want to go after some of the people.
Sounds like a barrel of fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. We want to go after some of the people who owe us a lot of money. We want to set an example. Fred has asked the Bay County Library Board for permission to seek arrest warrants for offenders who ignore repeated notices. Wow. Here's the thing, though. Really? I gotta say,
give it back.
I'm on his side because you can use the library system for free if you just follow the rules.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep it longer, check it out again.
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
It is the coolest, simplest system in the world. You go in and pick out any book that they have in there and just show them a little card and they let you leave for a week.
Yeah,
I mean, how could you possibly mess that up? Other than you go in and check stuff out and you don't bring it back, then you get a late fee, and then you complain that the late fees are too much. Well, it's your own fault. 10 cents a day is not a big deal. If you were going to buy that book, it'd cost a whole lot more. So I understand where they're coming from. Now, this story at first blush makes you think these guys are just freaking out over nothing, but I wonder how much some of those fines
Well, it
are.
must be pretty severe.
Yeah, no kidding. If they're looking at 90 days in jail for your library fines,
But
that's a
at
lot.
the end of the day, I mean, by the time you pay to get something like that to happen, why not just replace the book? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, they're trying to, as he says, they're trying to set an example. All I know is, how would you like to be the guy that goes to prison for library
yeah,
fines?
what are you in for?
Killed a guy. How about you?
I didn't return my library book.
Forgot to take Gone with the Wind back. Coming up, we've got Your Brain on Drugs. That's coming up in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is Your Brain on Drugs. Leanne Black was 12 years young when she gained the notoriety of Britain's youngest DUI ever. Yeah. Youngest person to get arrested for drunk driving at age 12.
Oh, boy.
Now she's 14, and she was just hauled into court on another DUI, so she didn't learn her lesson. She showed up not with a lawyer, but with a box of eggs, which she used to pelt reporters covering the trial. Later in court, Leanne was branded a vicious little cow by neighbors.
Whoa.
And screamed when she was told that she would be jailed. At that point, she punched her prosecutor in the back, threw a jug of water over the magistrate and the clerk of courts,
Oh, my gosh.
kicked furniture as she sprinted around cowering probation officers. She proceeded to sweep the table's contents onto the floor and yell abusive things to court officials.
Oh, my gosh.
Outside the court, Leanne's mother was saying, "I'm proud of her," and she mooned the photographers. Yeah. Kids, that's what happens when your brain and
when your
mom's
whole
brain
family
is on drugs. Wow.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. 28-year-old Albert Hofmuller had the tables turned on him when he tried to rob a taxi driver in Germany. The cabbie reversed roles and actually held up Albert instead. He took his wallet. Amazingly, Albert called the police, who then found the cab and the driver at the dispatch headquarters. The driver still had Albert's wallet, but then explained the whole situation to the police and said, "I kept it so I could identify the crook." Al's wallet was returned to him. No charges pressed against the driver, but Albert got to go to jail. So he said, "I want your money." And he's like, "No." And he pulls a gun on him. He says, "I want your wallet now." And the cab driver actually robbed the passenger that was going to rob him.
Huh.
So interesting stuff right there. That's that happened in Germany. So don't rob a cabbie in Germany or anywhere, really. That's just a bad idea. And nowadays, why would you rob a cab? Because they never have cash. It's all like they swipe the card in there now.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's just a bad idea. I mean, don't rob anything. So I'll just be quiet now. Going to move on to your scoop of the day in a bit.
John and Heidi.
I'm John Small. Ever since I was a little fat kid, my nickname has been Big John Small. Well, I decided it was time to do something about that. When I first stepped on the scale, a little over a month ago, it said overload. That was kind of scary. After about a week, it said 336. Then a week later, 326. Now, less than 316. I've lost over 20 pounds in about a month, and I did it with a delicious pink drink. It's been super easy, and if you'd like to try it for free, go to the website pinkdrinkfree.com. They'll mail you some free samples and the details on how to get more if you like it. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. Colorado group would like to ban the sale of smartphones to people under the age of 13. And just when you thought Colorado was a cool place to live, everybody. So you imagine the 13-year-olds and under. I understand why they're saying that, because it really probably is a bad idea. But there's so many kids that are that age that if you took their phone away, I mean, blow their mind. They would ruin their entire world.
I think they're saying the sale of them, though. Like, parents can still get phone plans for their children. They're saying the sale of cell phones to children under 13.
That could be. Michael Phelps is set to race a great white shark on the Discovery Channel.
Really? That's good. I'm going to tune in for that one.
I think they should just throw Michael Phelps in, have him start swimming, and then unleash the great white. I don't know how they're planning on doing it.
I don't know
But
either.
if that's what they're
But
going to
I'm
do,
going to watch it.
ratings are through the roof this year on Shark Week. Wow. Did you see Michael Phelps get eaten by a shark? Really thought he could swim faster than that. I think it's a bad idea. Hey, there's talk of the state of Illinois becoming the first state ever to declare bankruptcy. I don't know exactly where the chat is right now, but I know they're having some issues. They're trying to get it all ironed out. So, state of Illinois, good luck to you. Scientists have designed a new device that allows monkeys to control a wheelchair with their mind. Should we move on to the next story and pretend like that all makes sense? What the heck? Scientists have designed a new device that allows monkeys to control a wheelchair with their mind.
I don't know that I've ever seen a monkey in a wheelchair.
Nor have I. Is it the monkey that's in the wheelchair that's controlling
Is the
it?
monkey controlling his owner's wheelchair?
Or is he controlling another?
That could get nasty.
That could be kind of crazy. Hey, something that I thought was interesting, I just read this. The production of toilet paper in China began in 1391, and it was for emperors only back then. So I take that kind of stuff for granted because can you imagine not having toilet paper?
No.
And I mean, it not even being available to you unless you're an emperor. I mean, there'd be one reason to run for emperor, I guess. Do you run for emperor?
I'm not quite sure how that whole
vote for me for emperor
thing
because
works.
I would like to use toilet paper. I mean, do I need any other reasons? I know we all want this. Green Bay, Wisconsin, 23-year-old inmate serving 15 months in Brown County Jail for a robbery conviction must have thought his sentence was too lenient. Now, this is such a disgusting story. He blinded himself permanently by gouging his own eyes out with his own fingers.
I think we've talked about this.
The guy's crazy. Lieutenant Phil Steffen of the Sheriff's Department wouldn't release the inmate's name, but said he injured both eyes permanently. Nobody has ever heard of this happening before. How do you protect yourself from yourself?
There's nothing they could have done.
No. Guards rushed to the cell after hearing strange noises. They found the man standing in his cell, covering with his blood-covered face. Officers were later given counseling and have returned to work, but they literally needed to take some time.
I'm sure they did. Can you imagine?
Crazy. Which
I would
exactly,
ask to be put on a different floor. I don't want to guard this guy.
Can you please
anymore.
put me on the psych ward or somewhere else? Put me on death row with the nice guys over there.
Next time you come back to his cell, he's going to rip out his own tongue.
I don't know what's going to happen. That's just nuts. Hey, when two Danish burglars realized somebody had stolen the keys to their getaway car, they had to come up with something. They reacted like honest citizens and called the police. Here's what happened. Police arrested the men, of course, because they confessed to breaking and entering. But the men were kind of in a catch-22. They broke into a summer cabin, and there was a guy walking by who confronted them. He saw that they had broken in. To ensure they couldn't get away, the passerby took the keys from their car. Okay, knuckleheads, why would you have left your keys in the car? I mean, you're stealing stuff. You know people are thieves. Why would you have done that? Anyway, he refused to return the keys. They realized, okay, we can't leave because we're stuck here. We could leave, but then our car would be here, and that's going to link us back to us. No matter what we do, we're in trouble. So they just said, let's just call the police and get it over with. It's a no-win situation. No, it's a win-win because you guys were stealing stuff and you got caught. Coming up, we've got a special guest, and we've got some fun stuff to talk about here for the rest of the program. Stick around. It's all on the way on The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
I know it's hot out now. It's the middle of summer.
But imagine how cold it will be in November.
That's when we are going to go to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
We'd love it if you'd join us.
There's a week-long event called 80s in the Sand with a bunch of great music from bands like Loverboy, Starship, Night Ranger, and more.
Plus, you get to meet 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and so many more.
If you'd like to join us for this great time, go to 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to save $200 per person.
That's 80sinthesand.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us right now. Ed Barsano is the CEO of Cool Trade Inc., online at cooltrade.org, and we're going to chat with him right now about playing the stock market, even as an average Joe. So, Ed, how are you doing today, sir?
I am wonderful. It's exciting to speak robotic traders to the public.
Now, this is something that, just a few years ago, this would have been a whole lot more difficult. But nowadays, with the technology that we have, there are a lot of people who say, you know what? I'm going to cut out that middleman, and I'm going to do this myself. Is that a scary venture for people to do that, or do you think that a lot of folks are okay doing that?
Oh, well, I've been doing it since 2005. I've had clients using my software since 2005, and the challenge really isn't the software. The challenge is the public, the people, because they think that the stock market is something other than it is. They don't realize that the stock market is just numbers going up and down. and they think that they're not smart enough to do it, but really they are.
Now, there's a perception out there that you have to be really smart to be able to do this. Where does that perception come from? Is it from brokers who want you to think you need them, or is there some truth to that perception?
I'll tell you, it's a psychological thing that I've been trying to figure out for 12 years. I don't understand why everyone doesn't see the obvious, and I think it's just built in. It's not one specific thing. I think you have trading academies out there teaching technical indicators, when in reality, if there was even a single technical indicator that could tell you what a stock was going to do 15 minutes from now, you'd be richer than Bill Gates. The fact is, there are no indicators that'll tell you anything. And if you take a chart, instead of looking at a graph horizontally, look at it vertically, and then you'll see it's more like a bucket in a well, a bucket going up and down. That's all the stock prices can do. The stock market is actually very simple if you take away all the propaganda, take away all the negative thoughts about it, or all the things that you think that make up the market really don't affect the prices at all. You have no control over that, but you do have complete control over your money management. And that's where fully robotic trading comes in. The software manages the positions.
Now, you're talking about robotic trading, and there's also that automated trading is confused quite a bit with online trading. What is the difference between online trading and automated trading?
Online trading and automated trading actually have been used the same lately, I've noticed. And all that really means is you can go online and manually execute a trade yourself. That's completely different than fully robotic trading, where the software, when you turn the software on in the morning, you literally can walk out of the house because the software picks the stocks, it buys, it sells, it does complete money management. See, these are mistakes that you've made your entire life trading the stock market, and I can vouch for it. I got hammered in the 2000 market crash where I literally lost millions of dollars. And I look back at what I was doing then versus what I do now with my fully robotic trader, and there's no comparison because what I was doing in 2000 was literally every mistake you could make, I was making. I wasn't doing money management. I was doing 2-to-1 margin, which is borrowing money, which is crazy. And it was just a disaster. And what I was doing is buying stocks and then praying that they go up. When you're running a fully robotic trader, you don't pray anymore about the market. You don't even care what it does. If it goes up, you sell and take profit. I mean, even think about this. Even a 10-cent move in a stock is $10 profit if you have 100 shares.
Yeah.
A 20-cent move is $20 profit. And if you're only paying $1 to buy and $1 to sell, which is the brokers that the Cool Trade software uses, they only charge $2 round trip. So a 20-cent move is $20. $18 goes to you and $2 goes to the broker. So the stock market's throwing money at you every day. I call the stock market an insult to humanity. I mean, and it really is. I mean, it's simpler than checkers. It's very automated in terms of when you get in your car, you don't worry about what that engine is doing or what that car computer is doing. You jump in the car, you turn on the key, and you drive. But when you're going somewhere, stop and think about it. All of your effort is based on protection and safety when you get in that car. Yes, you have a goal to achieve, to reach a destination, but your real protection, I mean, the thing that you're doing 100% of your attention is focused on safety. With fully robotic trading, the software is doing the same thing. It knows you want to make profits, but it's all about 100% safety.
That's
so
cool.
You got the best of both worlds. You have safety, plus it's designed to rake money out of the market. And the market's throwing money at you every day like crazy. Literally every day of your life, it's like finding money on the ground.
Again, our guest today, Ed Barsano. He is a former Microsoft software development engineer, and he is the CEO of Cool Trade, Inc., and it's been around since 2004. You guys have been around a while. So do you have brokers out there that are not too happy that you've developed this where people can kind of, take the whole system and just do it on their own?
I don't. We have investment advisors who run Cool Trade Auto Traders for their clients. There are hedge funds that use Cool Trade to just trade fully automated. The brokers, we have TD Ameritrade, we have E-Trade, clients who have those accounts, plus interactive brokers and autoshares.com. These are brokers that only charge $1 a trade. I mean, the brokers seem to like us, and
nice.
And they get more trades by letting the system do it because you're turning money. It's all about turning inventory. You're not buying and holding anymore. Buy and hold is dead. Actively trading returns destroy buy and hold returns. Buy and hold returns means when you buy a stock, you're praying that it goes up. And unless that stock keeps going higher, you're a loser. With robotic trading, even if the stock is going down, you're buying more at a lower price and selling the bottom one. You're making money no matter which direction the market's going. It really doesn't even matter anymore. You become at ease with the stock market.
Nice. Well, if folks would like to know more, the website, once again, for Cool Trade is cooltrade.org. Our guest today has been Ed Barsano, CEO of Cool Trade, Inc. It's a really cool idea, and it's a fun name, Cool Trade, because it is a cool concept. Thank you very much for taking the time to chat with us here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you letting me talk to your audience. Have a great day.
Absolutely. Again, Ed Barsano, CEO of Cool Trade, Inc. And if you'd like to know more, I'll give you the website once again. That's cooltrade.org. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Are you enjoying your summer, or are you worrying about this fall and how you're going to pay for college? A few years ago, a young man named Matthew was having those same worries. Then he went to work to find as many grants and scholarships as he could find, and he got a $70,000 top-rate education for free. Now he's showing you how to do it too. FreeEducationUniversity.com can help you find ways to get your schooling paid for, and right now you can get this information for less than half the regular price. Use promo code RADIO1000 to save $1,000 at FreeEducationUniversity.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A person uses more household energy shaving with a hand razor at a sink than they do with an electric razor because of the water power and the pump and the water. Here's the thing. If you leave the water running, I think that's true. If you don't leave the water running, I don't think that can be possibly true.
Yeah, I don't leave the water
Fun
running.
fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There's only 13 blimps in the entire world. Guess how many of those are in the US of A?
3.
9 of the 13. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The YKK on the zipper of your jeans, you know what
Yeah.
that stands for?
No.
Yoshida Kogoyo Kabushi.
I was gonna say that.
Which I probably didn't get right. Nailed it. It's the world's largest zipper manufacturer. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
You use an average of 43 muscles to frown and an average of 17 muscles to smile. So it does actually take more muscles to frown than it does to smile. So turn that frown upside down, you gloomy Gus. A couple of fun facts brought to you by pinkdrinkfree.com. Not just another diet, it's a way of life. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
I'm John Small. Ever since I was a little fat kid, my nickname has been Big John Small. Well, I decided it was time to do something about that. When I first stepped on the scale, a little over a month ago, it said overload. That was kind of scary. After about a week, it said 336. Then a week later, 326. Now, less than 316. I've lost over 20 pounds in about a month, and I did it with a delicious pink drink. It's been super easy, and if you'd like to try it for free, go to the website pinkdrinkfree.com. They'll mail you some free samples and the details on how to get more if you like it. That's pinkdrinkfree.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. You ever wonder why specific sounds bother you? There's actually a name for it. It's called misophobia, the hatred of sound. We just talked about this the other day. That was one of our
phonophobia.
Oh, yeah. It was phonophobia
Yeah.
because you thought it was the fear of phones. Well, misophobia is the hatred of a specific sound. Okay, that's what it is. A condition that causes people to feel irritated or even enraged or disgusted when they hear specific noises, like our daughter with spoons on teeth or forks on teeth.
Mm-hmm.
She cannot handle that. Like if you take a bite of something and you like scrape the fork out of your mouth, oh, she will stab you with her fork. So. Sorry, Grandma, we should have warned you ahead of time. This is going to be a terrible Thanksgiving now. Scientists don't fully understand why specific noises frustrate misophobia sufferers, but early research suggests a hyperconnectivity between the auditory system and the limbic system. That's what I was thinking, and I'm glad to see that they agree with me. Part of the brain that deals with the emotions, by the way. According to Time magazine, the top cringeworthy sounds are, I'll give you number 5 to start with, knuckle cracking.
Oh, I hate that.
Does that drive you nuts?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, stop it.
Nail clipping is number 4. You got some
that doesn't bother
clippers
me.
over there I can borrow.
That doesn't bother
Nose sniffing is number 3. And I remember during the this last election, there was kept sniffing at the podium. The president did. And people were freaking out about that. So apparently there's a lot of people who don't like that one. Number 2 is gum chewing. And I don't mind gum chewing unless, of course, you're like on the phone talking to me and chomping on your gum. I'm like, come on, dude, spit out the gum and make a to finish the call. And the number one, what do you think the number one noise that bothers people happens to be, Heidi?
I don't know.
Soup slurping. I would not have ever guessed that. But that's number one. So there you go. All the things that people don't like. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
It's 2017. Are you still getting your movies and TV the way we did last century? Quit overpaying for old technology. For just $20 per month, you get live news, live sports, live channels filled with movies, and more, all for just $20 per month. You can also stream movies and TV shows, so you can binge watch every episode of your favorite TV show. Learn more now at channelsurfertv.com. Get movies and TV for a low monthly fee at channelsurfertv.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Ambient Corporation demonstrated a device called the Audeo. It's a neck band that picks up nerve signals sent to vocal cords when you think about words you want to say and transmits them wirelessly to a computer that converts them into a computerized voice. Someday, people may be able to use this to make voiceless cell phone calls in which they merely think the words and don't even have to say them.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
That could be bad.
They have that. Yeah, it can read your mind. What you want to say and you won't say. I can only imagine if we had one of those in the studio, Heidi would be fired in 3 seconds. I mean, the FCC would not allow.
Yeah, you don't want to know what goes on in this mind.
Every once in a while, we'll have a conversation. I'll look at you, and I can see the wheels are spinning, and I don't ask anymore because I learned that. I did, and then I wished I hadn't. So I'm like, moving on. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Has this ever happened to you, Heidi? You get home after a super stressful day and you realize, I forgot something important. Well, now a scientific explanation is available for this. They say stress makes you forget things. Heidi, stress makes you forget things. Have I told you that already? Have I told you that stress makes you forget things? A team of researchers found out how it happens. They say stressful situations in which the individual has no control are found to activate an enzyme in your brain called PKC. That impairs short-term memory and other functions in the prefrontal cortex. Researchers said this discovery could point a way to better treatment for such illnesses as schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. The findings are reported in the New Journal of Science. So there you go. I think I must have a lot of PKC going on because I have a lot of stressful situations, usually because I put myself in them. Like when I start with the project, there's plenty of time to do it. Then I just procrastinate until it's due, and then 15 minutes before it's due is when I start working on it. That's really my own fault. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
I know it's hot out now. It's the middle of summer.
But imagine how cold it will be in November.
That's when we're going to go to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
We'd love it if you'd join us.
There's a week-long event called 80s in the Sand with a bunch of great music from bands like Loverboy, Starship, Night Ranger, and more.
Plus, you get to meet 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and so many more.
If you'd like to join us for this great time, go to 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to save $200 per person.
That's 80sinthesand.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Listen to this story here. In New York, a suspected thief was arrested after hailing a taxi driven by an undercover police officer. The man and his accomplice are alleged to have broken into an apartment and stolen some jewelry and some electrical goods and a bicycle. Then they hailed a passing taxi to make their escape. When the driver, a member of the NYPD, started asking questions, they tried to run, but they were stopped almost immediately. So I think that's actually kind of funny that of all the cabs, think about that. In New York, how many taxis are there? Tons of them. How many are being driven by an undercover police officer? Probably not many. And these guys happen to hail the one taxi, and maybe there's more than one, but they happen to hail a taxi that's being driven by an undercover police officer. And got themselves caught for being knuckleheads. You shouldn't steal stuff anyway. We've talked about that before. But it sounds like the stuff that they stole, you know, if you can fit it into a taxi, it's not worth going to jail for a long, long time because you didn't steal much anyway.
Right.
And they stole a bike. What was the point of stealing a bike if you're going to jump in a taxi?
Right.
I'm not trying to give you advice because clearly you wouldn't listen anyway. You're out stealing stuff. That's not good. Coming up, we do have, speaking of bikes, we have hundreds of bikers in our good news story today. I'm excited to chat about that. That's coming your way here in a bit. Also, want to remind you, if you have a Dear John letter that you'd like to submit, we've got room for that for this Thursday. Every Thursday, we have a Dear John letter on this program. If you'd like to know all the details on that, you can find them on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is a cool story. Hundreds of bikers gathered recently in Sydney, and this is in Nova Scotia, Wednesday morning to escort a 10-year-old boy who's been the victim of bullying to school. So this 10-year-old's been picked on at school, and a bunch of bikers, hundreds of bikers, decided, hey, we're going to escort you to school so these bullies will leave you alone. The leather-clad bikers drove grade 4 student Xander Rose to school, and they walked with him in a big line to the front door of Harborside Elementary. Mike Basso organized the rally to support the boy after his mother reached out to a United States children's advocacy group called the Defenders of the Children. And they said, hey, this kid's getting picked on, and these bullies
That's
want to
very
pick on
cool.
him. So we're gonna walk him to the door. I think that's really cool. Now I got to say something for just a second here. For those of you who, if you are a bully, why would you do that? I mean, you don't have to tear somebody else down to build yourself up. That doesn't work anyway. Even if you think that, hey, I look really cool because I picked on that guy, what you don't understand is that doesn't give most people a positive feeling about you.
Right.
You know, if you ever watch the movies, you know, the bully in the movies, are there people that go, man, that Biff Tannen from Back to the Future, he sure was a swell dude. No, he was the bully. He was the bad guy. I mean, why would you want to be the bad guy? Be the good guy.
Right.
Be the Marty McFly.
Right.
Yeah, maybe not the George McFly.
And you'll feel better about yourself.
He was kind of weird, but be the Marty McFly. That's the thing I never understood about Back to the Future, by the way. They kind of just sweep over the fact that George McFly was window peeping. I'm like, wait a minute. We going to not go back to that at all? I just thought that was kind of bizarre. But this is such a cool story about this young boy, 10-year-old, escorted by these big burly bikers to school. And I hope that the bullying stops. And like I said, if you're a bully or if you know somebody that is, have the conversation with them if you know someone, because they're ruining their own life too. I mean, you're going to feel terrible when something bad happens someday. So just don't do that. Don't be a bully. Oh, hey, that's it. We're done.
Oh.
Holy cow. How did that happen, Heidi?
Nice.
That was our good news. So if you've got some good news to share, you can share it with me on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening on a Monday.
Time now for the bonus break on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We got a special guest joining us right now. We have Lori Richter. She is with Amazon, and they've got a big thing happening. It starts officially today, but then all day tomorrow is Amazon Prime Day. Lori, this is an exciting time, isn't it?
Yes, John, we are so excited for Prime Day, which kicks off tonight, as you mentioned. This year, we're offering 30 straight hours of deal shopping with new deals starting as often as every 5 minutes at Amazon.com/Prime Day.
Very cool. Now, the thing that's neat about this, for people who've never heard of Amazon Prime Day, this is kind of like almost like a Black Friday in the middle of the summer, isn't it?
Exactly. It's a celebration of our tens of millions of Prime members across the country, giving them an opportunity to shop. And right, it's in the middle of summer and not just during the holidays.
So now, if I'm not a Prime member currently, can I still celebrate Amazon Prime Day?
Absolutely. So you can sign up for Prime today and start your free 30-day trial and take advantage of all of the great deals we're offering for Prime Day.
So you could do a free trial right now and get in on the deals. And then if you like it, you could stay a member of Prime. Or if you don't like it, you don't have to stay.
Exactly. But, it's once you get free 1 and 2 day shipping, it's really, really hard to go back.
Well, I was going to say, most people, once they try the trial, they probably keep doing it. Unless, of course, they're, for some reason against saving money, right?
Exactly. That and the convenient shopping experience, the unlimited streaming of shows and music. Prime is very, very hard to say no to, especially once you've tried it.
And now, for people who have not become a member and haven't even done the trial, what is the membership fee? Is it an affordable thing if they fall in love with it?
Yeah, so it's $99 per year. You can also pay per month, so $10.99 per month. And with that, as I mentioned, you get fast, free shipping on more than 50 million items. You get the unlimited streaming of movies, TV shows, music, all kinds of content. You get early access to lightning deals all year round and including on Prime Day. There's so many benefits, and we're just continuing to add more and more to make it the best value in retail.
And again, Amazon Prime Day is going on tomorrow all day officially, but then we have the kickoff this afternoon starting at 6 p.m. Now, is it Eastern time or Central time, or what time zone is that?
It will kick off at 6 p.m. Pacific time and 9 p.m. Eastern time.
And the nice thing is, this is something that, again, if you don't have an Amazon Prime membership, you can go in, sign up for your 30-day free trial, and give it a shot, give it a chance, and see what you think. And this is a way to save a ton of money on all kinds of stuff, whether you're buying things for maybe a birthday this summer, for an anniversary, for a wedding that's coming up, or just something for yourself too, right, Lori?
Absolutely. We have all kinds of deals, whether you're shopping for yourself or for your loved ones. We've also new this year for the third annual Prime Day have organized the deals based on more than 20 key shopping themes of Prime members. So we have things for the gardener, pet lovers, techies, smart home, beauty, and you can shop by those categories in order to find exactly what you're looking for even quicker, because we all know that with millions and millions of items on Amazon, it can be hard to find what you're looking for, and so this is a great way to quickly take advantage of all of these great deals that we have going on for Prime Day.
That's awesome. And I've made it really easy for people to find it using our social media. We've got a link going right to the page, so Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. You'll see a link right there for Amazon Prime Day. We've got it there today already, and of course it'll be there all day again tomorrow. Now, this is the third annual Amazon Prime Day, but there's something kind of special going on today. Right now, I'm visiting with Lori from Amazon, and you're in a special location today. When we first started talking, I was like, what is all the noise in the background, Lori? Tell us where you are right now.
That is correct. So I am joining you from an airplane hangar here in SeaTac, Washington, our hometown, close to Seattle. And we have behind me, which you can't see, but I can describe, is our Prime airplane. And so we are in the process of leasing 40 airplanes, establishing our own air transportation network in order to supplement the capacity provided by our air carrier partners and ensure those fast, free deliveries for Prime members this Prime Day.
That is really cool. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me on Amazon Prime Day. I know you guys are really busy today, and tomorrow's going to be ridiculously busy. But thanks for taking a little bit of time to chat with me on this special day.
You bet, John. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Again, Lori Richter, she is with Amazon. Today is the third annual Amazon Prime Day, officially tomorrow, but today is the day that it kicks off. Today, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm in the Central time zone, so it'll be 8 p.m. Central time. And this is a thing where if you don't have an Amazon Prime account now, you can go on today and sign up for a free account. It's a 30-day free trial, so it doesn't cost anything to do the trial. And then you get to save all kinds of money. Like I said before, it's kind of like Black Friday in the middle of the summer, or maybe a better example would be like Cyber Monday in the middle of the summer. But it's a great opportunity for folks that are Amazon Prime members, and if you're not one, you can do a free trial. And all of the details on all of this at Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Thanks for listening on a Monday.